If you are in your early 20s and live in an Indian household where every second conversation starts with "Beta, शादी के बारे में क्या सोचा है?" then this video is for you. And before you wonder who is this person and why is she trying to give you marriage advice, let me introduce myself. Hi everybody, I am Lekh Uthaiah. I am a former Femina Miss India state winner. I am a Bangalore-based influencer. I'm a model and the founder and coach at ELEKHTRA. The link of all of these is in the description, so make sure you check it out. I have also started my own vlog channel, so if you want to get a little up close and personal with me and my life, as you know, I've gotten married, so there's a lot of new things that I'm taking up and I'm recording all of them like a video journal. The link of that is also in the description. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be talking about the things I did prior to meeting my husband. Oh my God, that is a heavy word. Basically, all the things I did so that I became capable of finding true love. Because I'll tell you something about love. I mean the nourishing, safe kind and not the intoxicating, crazy kind. This kind of love actually sits better when you've done the healing, just the way when you do your skincare, your makeup sits better. Step number 1, career clarity before commitment. The reason I'm starting with this is because, let's be honest, आज की दुनिया पैसों पे चलती है and all of us have become extremely career driven. I don't think there's a single person who's sitting lazy anymore. But what you need to remember is having clarity is very different from having ambition. You need to have extreme clarity about the process of your career. Before you commit to someone else, you need to commit to your own clarity. Even if you're still building your career, you need to know your why. कि क्यों कर रहे हो आप and what is your understanding of success, because that will give a lot of ease when things are also building with your partner. I would highly suggest do not enter a relationship with emotional or financial instability because it's only going to make things harder. And let me clarify, you don't need to be rich or famous. You just need to be clear. For example, I had moved to Mumbai after Femina Miss India to pursue acting and modeling, and I was opening doors very slowly but surely. I was getting acquainted to the industry, and if I had stayed, I would have definitely carved out a path for myself. But something happened. One of my friends, Maya, sent her wedding invite. She was also a very popular model in the South, and like she was the kind of model you didn't even need her resume anymore. People just knew her by the name. And she was getting married, and she was like a year older than me, that's it. And when I saw her wedding video, something that I realized was that Mumbai never made me feel a sense of grounding. So Mumbai is a very fast country. It runs on ambition, it runs on hustle culture. एक step भी अगर आप धीरे से फिसल गए तो आप पीछे छूट जाओगे. That's just the concept of the city, which is why I have a love-hate relationship with it. But what I could never really understand is having grounded relationships in that city. And no matter how much of an actress that I became, even if I worked with all of the Khans, I knew that I wouldn't find love. And I realized love was also a valid aspiration. I feel like हम अपने personal accomplishments को कभी ध्यान देते ही नहीं है because the world is constantly telling you that you are who you are because of the work that you do. But what about personal successes? And I wanted that. So when my PG rent became due in December of that year, I just went and did one last show in Lucknow Times Fashion Week. And after that, I booked myself a one-way ticket back to Bangalore. Just to clarify, this is not because I wanted to end my career or my dreams. It's just because I wanted to build it differently. As you grow, you realize that there are multiple ways to still achieve things that you wanted as a child. And if one thing is not working out, you can do it another way. And content creation still expects me to work in front of the camera. It's just different. And I just knew that how much ever I wanted to grow in my career, I didn't want to do it alone. I think we are really mistaken when we are told that सब कुछ अकेले ही करना चाहिए, lone wolf होके चलो. Maybe being in love, maybe definitely getting married might not be able to give you a fast track to your goals, but at least it'll give you somebody to share things with on a daily basis, and you are able to build a beautiful future together, like you are able to fuel each other. And I wanted that. Step number 2, get out of that toxic relationship. Yes, I am talking to you. If you are somebody who's been with someone for years, even though you know you don't want to end up with a person like that, even though you are aware that you deserve better, but you are too afraid to start all over again, and you think you cannot handle the heartbreak, I have news for you. Our brain is programmed to choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. Let me repeat that for you. Your brain is programmed to choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven for you. You basically are not able to leave, not because you're not capable, but you have to understand that your literal organ wants you to stay safe and not successful. And maybe that safe is actually holding you back from finding your actual partner. I was with somebody who I saw a future with for the early 20s of my life, and I was miserable. I was made to feel shitty. I was always made to feel guilty, but I kept going back for years together because I was so addicted to the high and low of it that I didn't know if anyone else could love me the way he does. I know, we all feel that way. Trust me, they will. And one day when we were like on and off, right, in the on and off journey, I decided to just block that person. And I don't just mean WhatsApp pe block kar diya. I blocked this person everywhere, on Google Pay, on Gmail, on LinkedIn, literally any possible way the person could contact, blocked. And I cried for months and months after that. And it was so difficult to hold on to that decision because when you are the one who breaks up, if you know that it's the hardest because you cannot blame anyone for it. You can't just be like, usne chhod diya. Because you are making that decision, you need to be extra strong for the both of you to be able to hold on to that. And even though I thought it was impossible for me to move on, after a few months, things started to shift. Of course, I was not just staying in my room and crying, right? I was also growing in my career and I was earning and stuff like that. And slowly I realized the person's face started to get fuzzy in the memories and the voice I couldn't recall anymore. And when that realization hits, all of the times you've just cried yourself to sleep because you missed that person so much, it fades away and you realize it was for the better and all you really needed was the right intention and time. Step number 3, therapy will help. I was not doing well when I came back to Bangalore from Bombay because I was so torn between what I wanted to do. I have made a video on how life after pageant can impact your mental health. You can definitely give that a watch. But that's when one of my friends suggested a therapist and I went to her. And I cannot even tell you how grateful I am and in how many ways it changed me. Of course, I went to her with like a career crisis because I didn't know what to do with my life, but she solved things more than my career, more than my daddy issues, more than anything else. It was basically a mirror back to myself. Like I could see the kind of patterns I exhibited in relationships because of a lot of past inflicted trauma, a lot of things that I believed while growing up. And I realized even though it was extremely painful to go through the whole process, I came out of it feeling like I understood myself better. And that's the most important thing, right? You can't get triggered in partnership without understanding what is causing that trigger. And being self-aware is so important. And that's where a therapist can come in. Step number 4, solo dating will save you. I took an oath that for an entire year, I would not date. No matter how tempted I was, no matter how left out I felt, I would try to understand what it's like to be with myself, to date myself. What kind of movies do I like? What kind of movies do I hate? What kind of food do I like? What are my boundaries? What is my coping mechanism when I don't have a boyfriend to talk about my day to? Can I go to the theater alone? Can I do dinners alone? Can I say no to a guy on the street who's asking me out just because and not say, oh, because I have a boyfriend? What does that feel like? I feel like a lot of the girls, especially Indian women, don't really get to experience what solo dating is like because they are constantly jumping from one relationship to another and they almost never really get a chance to find themselves. Here are a few realizations I had on my self-love journey. A is that I needed to accept people the way they were. I was always somebody who was looking to date people for their potential, right? I would say yes to someone and then go on to be like, oh, but this person smokes. It's all right. I will tell him how bad it is for their body and then change it. Oh, this person games all night. I will tell him the importance of sleep and then get him to change his sleeping patterns. Oh, this person doesn't have a job he's happy in. No problem. I will search for courses and diploma and I will change the trajectory of his career once I'm with him. That is such a bad, damaging way to enter into a relationship. I realized that I was putting so much pressure on my partners to do better that the fear of disappointing them obviously made them crumble in front of me because I held really high standards. I realized that this was not a competition. Not everybody gets their drive and kick by wanting to do better. Even though I'm competitive like that, maybe a lot of others are not. And they never lied about themselves. They showed me who they were. I was the one who was looking for their potential. And deep down, I dug in and realized it was because I didn't accept myself. I was somebody who was never made to believe that she was doing enough, right? When I got 92%, I was asked to get 95%. If I came 5th in class, I would be told, why did I come 1st in class? If I won a relay with a team, I would be shown, wow, how come I did not win any solo races? So I've constantly been brought up with the idea of, I am not doing enough no matter what I do. And that obviously translates into someone else. I got this tattoo. I don't know if you can see. I got this tattoo in July of 23 and it's a girl hugging herself. And here it says, I am enough. And this was just to remind myself that no matter how or which trajectory I'm going in, I'm still enough despite of it. So when you consider that you are enough, you will start accepting other people and believe that they are enough. And once that happens, you will see people for who they are. The second realization is that you decide your bare minimum. I'm going to explain bare minimum in the form of this scale. Bare minimum is literally one level above nothing. Right? So if 0 is your bare minimum, this can be things that you absolutely will not expect. And the things that go above it are things that you will start to find more joy out of as and when they do more of those things. So the higher you keep your bare minimum, the better experiences you'll have and the better person you'll find. For example, my bare minimum was that a guy should not smoke. That was my bare minimum, out of a lot of other things. And you can argue with me by saying, oh, but what if this person has a good heart? You know, like what if he's a really kind guy, but smoking is just a habit? I agree. I don't think smoking people are bad people. But when I want to marry somebody, if a person has a bad heart, they will come into the negatives anyway. If my bare minimum is he doesn't smoke, something above that saying he actually takes care of his health, he focuses on his cardio and his strength training, he eats healthy, that's gonna go above the bare minimum. And that's what I'm looking at ideally. Him not smoking is the least he can do. For example, your bare minimum can be he has to take you on a fancy dinner date once a week. Now, if you are someone who's going to see that, oh, uska business abhi is not gone off the ground, he's been struggling at it for 5 years, poor guy doesn't have the budget for me, let it be for now. You see what you're doing. When you're finding a new person and these are the excuses you're giving, you're making yourself really small. Keep your bare minimum intact and then find people who match above that. We as women are constantly taught to adjust and to be understanding, and this is exactly the reason why you see exceptionally intelligent, beautiful men with some absolutely nothing guys. Because of this mindset. Change it. Realization number C was clarity at all time. I realized very early on that I am not a casual dating person. I cannot do situationships. So I always asked, what are we very, very soon in the relationship? I wanted to understand if the person is seeing me and like 5 other people, because I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. Can you commit to me 100% or just make way? Go find somebody who will meet your vibe. When there was no space for confusion of what are we, what is this, why is he not introducing me to his friends? Girls, listen to me. It is your responsibility to ask for the clarity that you want. And if the person is not in a space to give that to you, it is your responsibility to walk away, not theirs. I do not want to hear girls like really being with men who are terrible, do not have the emotional capacity, do not have anything good enough to be in a committed relationship, but the girls are sticking to them like magnets. That just shows a real poor self-worth. And you need to be better than that. Otherwise, you're constantly going to be attracting shitty partners. Then you can't complain. You are the problem. The fourth realization was self-trust. Oh my God, this is so important for you to remember. A guy does not like you because you do a lot of things for him. In fact, it drives him away or makes him take you for granted. A guy will madly want to be with you when he is inspired by you, when you have such a high standard for yourself that this person thinks, oh my God, I have to step up my game because otherwise she's gonna leave. She could get anybody she wants because she is so capable. She is so amazingly driven. She's talented. She takes care of herself. I want to be with somebody like that. Or else she's gonna leave. Make yourself so capable. For example, the mid-20s guy that I was talking about, I was head over heels in the person because I'm such a romantic. I would make cards, I would make DIYs, I would reach out to every single friend and teacher that he had from the past and make a happy birthday video for him. And you know what I got in return? Screenshots of a random girl saying that, hey, I think you're his girlfriend, but this guy is texting me in the night all the time. And it's embarrassing. I would go to sleep. And then this person would go on very blatantly texting some random ex-school girl that never gave him attention then and was not giving him attention now. It's not about you. Trust me, you need to focus on you. So instead of giving into your self-doubt by saying, oh, am I ever going to find love? Am I ever going to get married? One more classmate of mine already did. You need to ask yourself, what can I do to prepare myself to the best of my ability to show up for myself, to show myself that I love myself the most and trust deeply that this process that I'm doing of becoming my best version of myself is going to attract the love that I deserve. You're not running behind it. You are building a beautiful life for yourself and have absolute faith that this will get you the dream partner you want. Your alone should feel so good that you should only want to choose someone else if they taste even better than your own solitude. Step number 5, opening your heart. If you are a spiritual person and believe in meditation, I would highly suggest you to go and search how to open your heart chakra and find meditation which should at least span 15 to 20 minutes, which help you open up your heart to love. A lot of the times what happens is we are so traumatized by our past relationships and we are so satisfied honestly with how our current life is going because you're career driven that it takes away the very need to want a man. But you need to consciously ask for what you want, right? If you are going to be stuck at home, just be focusing on work, you are not going to find the partner. You have to put in the effort to do trial and error, maybe through dating apps, maybe through going on blind dates with your mutual friends, and just tell yourself, okay, I might have a few boring, nonsensical experiences, but that is going to get me closer to finding the person that I actually want. There is this quote in Dear Zindagi where Shah Rukh Khan uses a metaphor which says you have to try out different chairs before you pick the perfect one for your house, and it's very similar to choosing your life partner. So stop feeling badly if you sit on the first chair and it is creaky and it doesn't work out. We live in a very different age than our parents did. They were forced to make things work with the person that was chosen to them. But now you have YouTube and you have channels like mine which actually encourage you. There's another beautiful video that I've made that says how to find love as an highly ambitious woman or how to make relationships work. And that also has a lot of beautiful tips if you want to look at. When it came to me, I was in a pretty peak time of my career. I was doing 3 different jobs, I was earning, I was growing. And I met this one friend who'd come down from abroad after being married. And she told me that you get what you ask for. So ask the universe that you want a partner rather than deferring it to later and then feeling a sense of uncertainty, and the universe will reward you. So I went with that conversation in my head, and I actually, in the next few days, ended up finding the person that I'm now married to. I will talk more about this and actually give you insights of what it feels like to be married to the right person who genuinely nourishes you and what are the qualities you can ideally look for but I think this video is long enough. If you have watched so far in the video, please type down what you think. Are you in the process of any of these steps that I've told you? Was this new information? Have you simultaneously be doing it? What are the different roadblocks that you have faced in the process? Because not all of it is easy. And I will see you in the next video. Stay loving, you guys. See you. Bye.